We start the show with our ride of the week, a 2007 Kawasaki ZX14. What's that you say? Did you just say we're going to look at a 2007 model in a year when Kawasaki just launched an all-new ZX14? Well, you heard right, because this week our roving reporter Paul Connert insisted that we show off the motorcycle he currently uses. Why should you care, you ask? Well, because Paul ordered this 2007 model from Kahuna Cycle in Toronto right after road testing the new 2006 model here on the show. Paul tossed off his previous set of wheels, a Hayabusa, and fell helmet over boots in love with the Kawi's fuel-injected 1,352cc inline 4. Bolted to a steel frame, sporting fully adjustable suspension pieces, including a 43mm inverted cartridge fork, and dual semi-floating 310 discs. Now sure, at the time, this big bore Ninja was one of the most powerful street-legal motorcycles on the planet. Bone stock, it could easily crush the quarter mile in under 10 seconds. But Paul loved this motorcycle for another reason. He saw potential. A blank, or in this case, metallic blue canvas, if you will. An opportunity to make this Ninja his personalized street weapon of choice. And that's something he wants you to consider the next time you go shopping for a motorcycle. Now, Paul, 4 years ago, we invited you out to be on the show to road test a brand new ZX14. And as you wrapped up, you said, man, you know what? I love this bike so much, I'm going to go buy one. And I was like, yeah, sure. But you actually did.
I did, and it's 4 years later, and I've got over 40,000 kilometers on it. And I really enjoy the bike.
Yeah, well, I invited you back to be on the show because this looks a whole lot different and probably works a whole lot different from stock. And I guess the theme of this feature is, you know, if you buy a motorcycle, you're not sort of stuck with what you buy. You can personalize it. So this is a great example of that. So let's just go through the motorcycle and look at some of the things you've done. For instance, what did you do to make the bike fit you, to fit your body style?
Well, first of all, I raised the bars 1.5 inches, and that you can't even tell that it was done.
Right.
It's as you rode it, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I lowered the foot pegs 1.5 inches. And I've got a gel seat from the Kawasaki Concourse. It's an aftermarket for the Concourse. But I changed the seat lock and it just snapped right into place. And you can go, you know, 800 to 1,000 kilometers a day on this bike, no problems.
Well, I did take it for a spin earlier today, and I got to say, those 3 changes alone really made the bike more comfortable for me. That's a really nice example right there. And then let's get into the performance of the motorcycle. You know, we have these long, cold winters. What a great time to work on your engine. Clearly, this aftermarket exhaust system is something you've purchased, and it sounds awesome.
Well, I like the 4 and the 2 rather than the 4 and the 1. It's not quite as loud, and you still get the breathing. And I got the KMC air filter and the power commander, and I had it tuned on the dyno. Now these bikes come very, very restricted.
Right.
And when I put those 3 things and had it tuned on the dyno, I actually got better gas mileage on longer trips. Hard to believe.
Right.
I got worse gas mileage on the track because of all that extra power.
Yeah.
But it works very efficiently. It works well.
When you look at the bike, there's some cosmetic things that you've done, and you were bragging the other day, I didn't spend a lot of money doing it. So just show us some of the things, like for instance this. This is not stock.
No, well, you can buy aftermarket bolts for your tank. They're usually about $30 or $40, or you can take them out yourself and paint them with a spray bomb for pennies. Right. And that's what I did. I also, you can spend thousands of dollars on wheels, like $3,500 a wheel. It's not impossible to spend.
Sure.
Now I spent $150 to polish the wheels, about $200 to paint them, and I painted the rotors as well, just that color. So you can do a lot yourself.
And they look trick. And they match the bike.
They match the bike. They're the stock wheels. Yeah. You know, and so there's no safety issues.
There's also some more polished pieces here.
Yeah, well, this is off a Kawasaki Vulcan. It's the same size oil tank, so you just screw that on. This is your heel guard. That's the stock heel guard. I had it polished for $15.
Right.
You've got the bar ends, which were black.
Yeah.
I just had the guy throw it in the chrome tank. That was $25. Lots of little things like that.
So that stuff didn't cost you an arm and a leg. What about these louvers here?
Well, I had those painted. A friend of mine, I guess they were $100 each. He matched the paint,
yeah.
and he also did the wheels as well.
And what about those protectors?
These are the crash mushrooms. Now, I got them from Great Britain. They are expensive, but they're real. A lot of crash mushrooms or frame sliders have a single bolt and are wiped off. This has, on the inside, it has billet aluminum, 2 bolts. It's very, very strong. It'll protect your fairing, and it'll protect thousands of dollars worth of fairing.
Finally, Paul, tell me about this image on the tail section. I was surprised to discover it's not an airbrush.
No, it's a decal. And if you want to get an image like that airbrushed on your motorcycle, it will cost you thousands of dollars. And I got this decal. It's an electronic image. Any electronic image that you can find or come up with can be made into a decal and put onto your bike.
Right.
It's just limitless. The story behind this decal. The bike is blue. You know, what's blue? The sky is blue, there's clouds in the sky, there's wind. And I thought of the story in 1274, the Mongols invaded Japan. Here's this gentleman praying to the divine wind.
Right.
Now, the divine wind came in the shape of a typhoon and wiped out the Mongol fleet, and the rest were hacked to death when they came to shore.
Right.
And do you know how you say divine wind in Japanese?
I would not know where to begin with that one, no.
It's kamikaze.
Ah, okay.
So it's kind of a double meaning.
Right, very nice. And I know you're very proud of this motorcycle, Mr. Kamikaze Pilot, because Cycle Canada featured it, was it last year?
January 2010, it was a showcase bike.
Not that we're bragging. Hey, listen, great stuff. You've done a wonderful job. It's a beautiful motorcycle.
Well, thanks to you, I bought one.
Yeah, hey, there's a positive.